Here we are outside what will be or is the American Treasure Tour Museum. It's where the old dump used to be. And the building doesn't look like much, does it? Entering this old B.F. Goodrich plant, which is empty on the first floor, you come to this set of stairs. Not much here. Here's a Columbia advertising record of some sort. This is what the plant used to look like. And then you go up these stairs. And then we're going to start the tour of the American Treasure Tour Museum. Or you can take the elevator, your choice.
Actually, it's on Rewind. Ramey is in Ohio now.
Oh.
Old man Ramey built that. He found a bunch of old banjos that used to be used in the single machine, and he decided to build machines around old banjos.
Wow.
This is one of our favorites. It's two violins that play without the aid of a human being, which we find spectacular. It's called a Violano Virtuoso. And if you take a picture of that, it's made by the Mills Company. This is the oldest one. This dates to 1897. It's the first Nickelodeon ever built in the country. The first model, not this particular instrument. And it was a single banjo, and I will turn that one on for you. It does need a little tuning, I will admit to that. Most all of our instruments these were made in Belgium.
These are dance hall organs. This is where the cars are, the phonographs. There are not a lot of rare items here, but they're in the back room. But that's the reason I got here in the first place, a tram ride around this part of the museum.
56 two-door hardtop convertible Thunderbird. And they made this car for 3 years, 1955, 56, and 57. And as a result, the Thunderbird did big money back then. And if you take a look to your left, we're going to pass a few circus wagons. And each of these wagons are full of animations called automatons. There was sort of a perfect storm that happened in the 1890s because electricity was coming to our big cities for the first time. And at the same time, mass production of plate glass was developed. Stores saw that as their golden opportunity and decided to blow out their fronts, creating storefronts. And the art of window dressing, our interpretation of dogs playing poker. Dogs playing poker and pool was made famous in the 1960s. It started as 16 original paintings that were in calendars. And we do have one of the most famous of the paintings in large frames inlet just past it. The title of this painting is A Friend in Need because of the bulldog passing his buddy an ace under the table. Yes, you can Grove Park. And as we make our turn, if you take a look to your left under the Nike sign, we have some old tractor seats. And then, of course, we had to have some tractors to go along with them. If you take a look to your right, you'll find a Mustang and a Camaro convertible. And coming up halfway down the hallway on your left is the first of the Corvettes we have in this collection. There is one more that I'll point out along the way. This is just the first, but past this Corvette is the beginning of our motorcycle. You could speed in your custard chair. You could literally keep up with the cars on the road. And if somebody dared to get in your way when you were in a custard chair, they actually thought this through because all you had to do was ring that bell and Pete would hear you coming and hopefully move out of your way.
1954 Chevrolet
And then on the end
convertible.
here's the 1960 black Cadillac. There are fins in the back of that car with a leather interior. It's definitely a very stylish car. And a fairly large Ronald McDonald is going to be a really interesting item on your right. A bicycle built for 7 people. This is called a Cobi, C-O-B-I. It's short for conference bicycle. So you and 6 of your closest friends or family members could all hop on this thing and everyone would do their part in pedaling and you'd put the buses on the
Building
right
this.
of the 70s. They
Yep.
produced about
Goodrich Tire
12,000
Factory.
tires a day here. And then Michelin bought them in the 80s since they shipped the productions overseas and that left only 1.2 million square feet of this building empty. The new owner of this building, instead of tearing it down, decided to repurpose the space, and it does house many businesses today. Of the original 1.2 million, the American Treasure Tour does take up 100,000 square feet of space. That machine we just heard was the second bandwagon, and on your right, we'll make our way down the length of this slinky. We will hear more band organ as we go along. But just
all
up
the way
ahead
down
on your left is my personal favorite item on our 2009 Guinness Book of World Records for being the largest popsicle stick structure. And the castle was built by just one man. His name is Steve Gooman from Connecticut, and he built this castle with 396,000 popsicle sticks, and it is held together by 4 gallons of Elmer's glue. 1925.
When I describe the place to others, yes.
It's called the Emperor.
Hired 9 of the original buildings from the Litt Brothers department store in Enchanted Colonial Village. The first 2 are on the left. The blacksmith shop and the watchmaker is up closer by me. And you'll see that this is a work in progress. We have each of our 9 buildings constructed. And in the next few months, they'll have electricity coming up to them, so they'll each have moving parts and special effects and lighting. And as we come around the corner, we will see a toy shop and a bakery and a village store amongst a few other scenes. And birds and elves that you can spot along the way as well.
This is the old Lick Brothers Christmas Village. It's being restored one by one.
No, I don't believe it was part of the Litt Brothers displays now. Just something else. Yeah, something else you picked up along the way. And they are having a pillow fight. And you'll see that Mama Goat does come in to check on them every once in a while. Oh, and it looks like our goats managed to get away with it that time. But you'll see our kids, they get a little too confident, right? Because they managed to get away with it. As soon as their mother leaves that room, they hop right back up again to go back to their pillow fight. And you know, it is never fair because that brother always gets the pillow. Poor sister never even gets a chance. They just gave that poor girl a bell.
See
Accenting
the
12,
length of
they
the
originally
slinky
been so
down
large they
there.
could have filled a whole ball on their own. Parlor window in Moundsville, West Virginia in the 1940s is entirely handcrafted out of wood and metal. And this
JNS
scene is
Amusement
run by
Park.
Old Singer Sewing Machine Motors. We are on my personal favorite tram today, Curly. Yeah, I was using Larry last week and it just wasn't the same. I do have a bit of a preference for our Curly tram here. And here,
That
the
roadway
treasure
shows.
tour. Trucks that are about 100 years old. That first is a GMC. The dark green is a Pierce Arrow. The brighter green is a Mack truck, and on the end is a Nash Quad. But between the Mack and the Nash Quad, I'm sure you'll notice that we have three people here that do not belong together. And they are Teddy Kennedy, Donald Trump, and that is Britney Spears that's in the back of this trio. And the only thing these three people have in common is they were each on their own individual Mardi Gras floats in New Orleans about a decade or so ago. And now this Nash Quad truck on the end here, it does not look like much now, but it does deserve a second look, and I'll tell you why. This Nash Quad is a World War I era truck. The United States manufactured them by the thousands, and they shipped most of them overseas to aid in the war effort. And this is one of only 35 documented Nash Quads known to exist in the whole world. On the far
Largest
wall of this room, we have our
in the world.
last three band organs. The largest in the middle is a Wurlitzer Model 175, and this is the only 175. I'm gonna let it play a little bit longer. And
The two end ones are playing in stereo. a
Good
lot of
cigar
them
habit.
here.
And now the toy box does house most of our cars. We're going to pass a bunch more on the right. First on the corner here is a Dodge 440 Coronet from 1968. This is a muscle car. It's a smooth and a fast ride. That is a good assessment. And up ahead on our right here, we'll find what was the loneliest guy in town. A fire truck. And believe it or not, this was a working fire truck. It lived in this building when it was B.F. Goodrich Tire Factory, and it would go around putting out mechanical fires, bringing first aid to the workers here. And the big red car on your right corner is a 1948 Hudson Commodore. Hudson was unique in that it was the first American automobile company to employ a female designer. Her name was Betty Thatcher, and she designed dashboards. On this big black car around the corner on your left is a 1934 Buick, and this car is highly stylized. Features those suicide doors, and it definitely reminds us of the gangster era we had here in America. In a train, you pick it up at the train
1903
station and then
Sears
just
motor
drive yourself
buggy.
home in it. It features that tiller bar instead of a steering wheel. And Sears actually advertised that this motor buggy was so easy to drive that a child could drive it.
Chrysler's from the
Because their size,
1950s.
They did not sell very many of them.
Very small.
But before you feel too badly for
After you take
Chrysler,
the 35-minute ride on the tram, which only covers half of the floor here, in this, what they call the auto room, you can walk this whole area here, which you haven't seen yet, and I'll take a little bit of video and some pictures also. Down this row are all kinds of circus train cars, all on this side. And then there's trucks and other cars full of stuffed animals over on this side. And we've got some records up there on the top, on the shelf there, a bunch of 45s. LPs. So again, this is a summary of the part you get to walk around by yourself and not on the train. And there's more things up top and on the bottom, lots of stuffed animals, various Mardi Gras events, bicycles, saddles. Now I'm going to go over and see the music machines again. Now I'm in the music room and in the back corner, so you have some idea of how big this room is. It's completely separate. This is where I started this morning. All the player pianos and orchestrions all around the outside. Now we'll go see some details. You might also see the highway outside. As I said, this is in an old B.F. Goodrich plant, and it's all on the second floor. Here's a nice Regina, which plays records and music boxes. It's about the Regina phone. This is a polyphone that plays different rolls of piano rolls. And this is the section of music boxes. Now here's another row of player pianos on one side. There's one on the other side. This is a Seeburg photo player. I don't know how that works. Maybe they can show me that. This is one heck of a dollhouse. Not sure what it is, but we'll find out when we get to the end here. I see a sign. It's called Haven House. Construction began in 1994, and they spent 5,000 hours on putting this together. Here's an Amish schoolhouse.
All right.
Quick question.
Sure.
Yeah, this thing over here.